What if I told you there's one simple spray that eliminates most garden pests without poisoning your plants or soil? While gardeners spend hundreds on chemical pesticides that harm beneficial insects, this natural solution costs pennies to make and works by outsmarting pests at the molecular level. Why natural sprays? Ever wonder why some gardeners never seem to battle the same pest problems you do? Here's the secret. They know that most don't. Insects have a waxy coating that protects them like armor, but this same protection becomes their weakness when you know how to exploit it. Why do chemical pesticides fail so often while creating bigger problems? Traditional pesticides work by poisoning insects, but they also poison everything else: beneficial insects, soil microbes, and even the plants you're trying to protect. These chemicals create a toxic environment that disrupts the entire ecosystem, killing ladybugs and bees alongside the pests you actually want gone. Natural sprays work completely differently through a process called saponification. When mild soap or neem oil contacts an insect's protective waxy layer, it breaks down this barrier at the molecular level. Think of it like dissolving the insect's raincoat. Suddenly they can't regulate moisture, and they dehydrate rapidly. The beauty is this process only affects creatures with exoskeletons, leaving your plants and beneficial soil organisms completely unharmed. What makes this approach truly revolutionary is its selectivity. While harsh chemicals kill indiscriminately, natural sprays target the specific biological structures that only exist in pest insects. Your plant's waxy cuticle is chemically different and much thicker, so the same concentration that eliminates aphids will barely affect your tomatoes. How does neem oil add an extra punch to this process? Beyond breaking down protective barriers, neem contains compounds called azadiractins that disrupt insect reproduction and feeding patterns. Pests exposed to neem oil lose their appetite and can't lay viable eggs, creating a double-action effect that stops current infestations while preventing future ones. The timing aspect reveals another layer of science. Insects are most vulnerable during molting periods, when their protective coating is temporarily soft. This is why gardeners who spray during peak pest activity hours see dramatically better results than those who spray randomly throughout the day. This biological approach explains why natural sprays have been used successfully for thousands of years across different cultures, long before synthetic pesticides existed. The molecular mechanism hasn't changed. We've just refined our understanding of why it works so effectively against specific pest species while preserving garden ecosystem health. Essential ingredients. What if the most powerful pest control ingredients are already sitting in your kitchen right now? The key to effective natural spraying lies in understanding exactly which ingredients deliver results and why most people choose the wrong ones. Why does soap selection make or break your spray's effectiveness? Not all soaps are created equal for pest control. You need mild dish soap without added fragrances, degreasers, or antibacterial agents that can harm plants. Dawn and Castile soap work best because they contain pure surfactants that break surface tension without introducing harsh chemicals. Avoid anything labeled ultra or concentrated. These formulations are too strong and will damage delicate plant tissues. What makes neem oil the secret weapon in natural pest control? Cold-pressed neem oil contains over 100 biologically active compounds, but the star player is azadirachtin. This naturally occurring pesticide disrupts insect growth hormones while remaining completely safe for mammals, birds, and beneficial insects like bees. Unlike synthetic pesticides that insects develop resistance to, neem's complex chemical profile makes adaptation nearly impossible. Quality matters enormously. Look for organic, cold-pressed neem oil with at least 1,500 parts per million azadirachtin content. How does water quality affect your spray's performance? Chlorinated tap water can neutralize neem oil's active compounds before they reach your plants. If your water is heavily chlorinated, let it sit overnight to allow chlorine to evaporate, or use filtered water for best results. Hard water creates problems too. The mineral content interferes with soap's ability to emulsify properly, reducing coverage and effectiveness. What about those optional ingredients that supercharge your spray? Essential oils like peppermint, rosemary, or eucalyptus add extra repellent properties without compromising plant safety. Just a few drops per quart enhance the spray's effectiveness against specific pests. Peppermint works particularly well against aphids and spider mites, while rosemary deters cabbage worms and flea beetles. Why do commercial natural sprays often fail where homemade versions succeed? Store-bought alternatives frequently dilute active ingredients to extend shelf life and reduce costs. They also add stabilizers and preservatives that can interfere with the biological mechanisms that make natural sprays work. When you mix fresh ingredients at proper concentrations, you get maximum potency at a fraction of the cost. The ingredient quality difference explains why some gardeners swear by natural sprays, while others dismiss them as ineffective. They're literally using different products with vastly different active compound levels, mixing and application. What's the biggest mistake gardeners make when mixing their first natural pest spray? They either create a solution so weak it's useless, or so strong it burns their plants. But getting the ratios perfect is simpler than you think. Why does the mixing order matter more than most people realize? Start with your water base first, then add soap or neem oil. For soap spray, use exactly 1 to 2 teaspoons of mild dish soap per quart of lukewarm water. Mix gently to avoid creating excessive foam that clogs spray bottles. For neem oil, you need an emulsifier first. Add 1 teaspoon of mild soap to warm water, then slowly blend in 2 teaspoons of neem oil while stirring continuously. This prevents the oil from separating and ensures even distribution. How do you know if your concentration is correct before spraying your entire garden? Always test on a small, inconspicuous leaf first. Wait 24 to 48 hours to check for any plant damage like yellowing, browning or wilting. If the test area looks healthy, your concentration is safe for broader application. Remember, you can always strengthen a weak solution, but you can't undo plant damage from an overly strong mix. What's the secret timing that makes natural sprays exponentially more effective? Spray during early morning or evening hours when temperatures are cooler and humidity is higher. Avoid midday applications when hot sun can cause the soap to concentrate as water evaporates, potentially burning leaves. Pests are also most active during these cooler periods, giving you maximum contact with your targets. Where exactly should you aim your spray for maximum pest elimination? Focus on leaf undersides where most pests hide and lay eggs, spray stems, joints where leaves meet branches, and soil surface around plant bases. Use a systematic approach. Start from the bottom of plants and work upward, ensuring complete coverage without dripping waste. The goal is contact with pests, not saturating plants. How often should you reapply for sustained pest control? Reapplication depends on pest pressure and weather. Light infestations may need treatment every 5 to 7 days, while severe problems require every 2 to 3 days initially. Rain washes away residual protection, so reapply after storms. Unlike chemical pesticides that build up in soil, natural sprays break down quickly, requiring consistent reapplication, but never creating toxic accumulation in your garden ecosystem. Drop a comment below and tell me which garden pest drives you the most crazy. I read every single one. Effectiveness and troubleshooting. Why do some gardeners see instant results while others struggle for weeks with the same spray recipe? The difference lies in understanding pest behavior patterns and adapting your approach to exploit their vulnerabilities. What's the optimal window for maximum pest elimination? Target your spraying between 6 and 8 a.m. or after 6 p.m. when pest activity peaks. During these hours, soft-bodied insects like aphids and spider mites are actively feeding and most exposed. Midday spraying catches fewer pests because they retreat to shaded areas during heat, reducing your contact rate significantly. Where should you focus your spray pattern for guaranteed results? Target the undersides of leaves first. This is where 80% of garden pests hide, feed, and reproduce. Many gardeners make the mistake of only spraying visible leaf surfaces, missing the primary pest zones entirely. Pay special attention to new growth tips and flower buds, where pests concentrate due to higher sugar content. How do you know if your concentration needs adjusting? If pests return within 2 to 3 days, your solution is too weak. Increase soap or neem oil by half a teaspoon per quart. If you notice leaf yellowing or brown spots within 24 hours, dilute your mixture with 25% more water. The goal is finding your garden's sweet spot, where pests die but plants thrive. What pests respond best to this natural spray approach? Soft-bodied insects like aphids, spider mites, whiteflies, and young caterpillars are most vulnerable. Hard-shelled beetles and mature caterpillars require stronger concentrations or multiple applications. Thrips and scale insects need direct contact, so thorough coverage becomes critical for success. Why do some treatments fail completely despite proper mixing? Weather conditions play a huge role. High humidity reduces spray effectiveness, while light rain within 6 hours washes away active ingredients. Wind above 10 miles per hour prevents proper coverage and wastes solution through drift. Temperature extremes above 85 degrees Fahrenheit can cause rapid evaporation before the spray penetrates pest barriers. The timing and targeting precision separates successful natural pest control from frustrated gardeners who abandon this approach, thinking it doesn't work when they simply haven't optimized their application strategy. This simple 2-ingredient spray proves that effective pest control doesn't require harsh chemicals or expensive products. By understanding how natural ingredients work at the molecular level, you can protect your garden while preserving beneficial insects and soil health for pennies per application. If you want to take your planting skills to the next level, check out this next video.
If you found value in this video, you're going to love this next one.